you are not taking, we are doing more.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. So I'm saying
That's fine. Yeah.
there's a structure at which we have our weddings. For me, dress up has become a ceremony, which is beautiful. I think it's the moments where bride wants to have a moment with her girls, drink some champagne, and give out some pleasantries. It's beautiful. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. However, I think that a bride should not be stressed as much for her day if it is actually in the books that we are doing dress up from this time to this time.
Right.
And then we take pictures from this time to this time. Okay? Meaning that if every time is supposed to work, everybody is supposed to play their part well. I don't understand. And also for a photographer, I don't understand why you tell me to come at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then I have to sit out for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then when it's time for me to shoot, you give me 10 minutes. Like, how does it work?
I think I'm even guilty. There have been times that I've had banters with photographs. I'm like, Charlie, you people had the whole time. Charlie, do this 5 minutes and let's go.
You see, unfortunately, we never did. We were sitting down for 2 hours, 3 hours, doing nothing. Literally nothing. And you know the sad thing? You see, doing nothing is not a problem.
Yeah.
Do you know what doing nothing does? Like the ripple effect. And shout out to Gokuzi ripple effect. You see what I did there?
Yeah, bass.
So the ripple effect is you get to be very bored.
Yeah.
Your creative spirit even leaves you.
That's true.
So when you are entering the space, you're like, yo, it's showtime. Come on. Yo, do this. Hey, let's do this. Let's put this here.
Yeah.
It's nice. Now you are pushing the tempo. But when you go and you sit down, I have sat down for 4 hours before.
Fatigue sets in.
Yo, bro, it's not pleasing. Yet still, they want to see every good thing in the end result.
Wow. You speaking about getting to the venue 7 and starting late. Is it important for clients or maybe vendors who are caterers to feed photographers at events?
Feeding. Well, you see, the thing about feeding is I think it's quite sensitive to some people.
Yeah.
Some vendors.
Yeah.
So feeding may be very sensitive to a food vendor because for him, when the couple came to sit down, they said, we want to feed 200 heads, 300 heads, and did a lot of cutting down on prices and everything. So for her or for him, coming to stand there, he's trying to calculate to make sure that he doesn't go home with a bad name or reputation that the food didn't satisfy everyone.
That's true.
Okay, so he's very sensitive about food, or she is very sensitive about food. The same to maybe a planner, or a coordinator, making sure that guests eat and they are satisfied. So they are very sensitive about the happiness or the satisfaction of the guest and the couple. Fair enough. Now it comes to vendors and say photographer. You see, a photographer has to know that he needs, like everybody needs to know that photographers need food to run, which is food.
That's true.
So I would say, why is there not a policy in your contract saying that if I'm working for you for 8 hours, if it's 4 hours, I need to have a break to eat. Or 5 hours, I need to take a break to eat. And my break is 30, 45 minutes. Okay. Now, if you had done consultation with your client,
you would have known all of these.
You would have had this conversation, and it's around the consultation that they go like, oh, we'll have to let you eat. You know what? We'll call the planner and then make sure that they add you to. So if they're doing 200 heads, they'll do 220, 203. Because photographer, his assistant, and maybe his other assistant. Do you understand? But consultation doesn't play. Clients don't know this as much. So it becomes some type of way. I think it has to be spelt right from source, which is the client. Photographers also need to have it in their contract that after 4 hours of working, we have a break. Now, it's two things. And I have said it before. Either I go out to go and find some Chinese to eat, or you find something for us in there. And trust me, no client, I've not seen any client who doesn't want their photographer to eat.
Wow. Honestly, I think we are speaking a lot of sense because you having some of these in your contract, meeting the photographer before the D-Day helps a lot. You spoke about timing. Let's say you've been booked for 8 hours and then a lapses, do you give a grace period, or because it's 8 hours, you're done?
Right. I think so. You see, and this is where the work that we do is like art. There are so many things that happen during a wedding day.
Yeah.
There are so many things that will affect the event, and so we try as much as possible to consider giving extra hours just because, oh man, it rained.
Yeah.
And you cannot do anything about the rain, even though you are still there. Oh,
Yeah.
the bride zipper messed up, and
That's true.
they had to spend so much time. I mean, so many things could have. Even sometimes decor, maybe it didn't finish on time, and you understand that there was so much work to be done. So you give all that extra hours. But in the case where you see that this is very deliberate, you got there, bride has been sleeping on her bed for 2 hours, making it feel like, Charlie, nothing's like it's not really a big deal. But guess what? It's your party, but it's my work.
That's true.
Like I could have been in the
That's
house
true.
chilling.
That's true.
I'm here. So
That's true.
I mean, so you have to for us. I think we just watch the instance, and we take action according to. Most often we give some extra hours.
Looking at the growth of photography from maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago to where we are now, are you impressed with what you see out there?
Am I impressed? I mean, first off, I must say big shout out to all photographers who are doing it. Big shout outs to the likes of Gemma, shout outs to Gog, shout outs to Charlie, Steve Morris, shout outs to Pixar, Rakesh, Charlie, shout outs to everybody doing it large, because photography has come to hold some value. And you see, one person cannot give a value when there's a collective, then our parents come to see that, oh, it's really a very important thing. I think that's what we used to fight or battle with that. We can be photographers and still be proper. We can be photographers and still marry. We can still be photographers and build our houses, buy our cars. I think the challenge for most young photographers who really want to make it, and they question it a lot, that can I really succeed here? Can I really make it here? And I'm here to tell you it's really possible. Okay, it's possible that you can succeed because the old folks did it. Steve Dedusei did it so well at a point. Now own his own graphic design company. They Randy Kwaku, Mr. Kofi Akwa. These are journalists. These are people that have done it and let us know that you can be a photographer and you can still make something valuable out of your life. So please stop entering the industry inside. And let me shoot some small fire. I mean,
fire!
Don't
Fire
small.
for fire!
I mean, stop enter. I mean, we love you to enter. Enter, because we need a lot of you so that the value will hold. But don't think that, oh, I'm just here for a minute. I'm here to just shoot some people and meet some people. You know what I mean? So let me just price it anyhow. There are people who are struggling to build the value and the reputation of photography. Don't destroy the value and reputation. It's so much hard work.
That's true.
In recent times, I think I've told people that you cannot scale up as a photographer anymore. You cannot be growing. I mean, recently doing an exhibition in Germany, and I did one in. You cannot be growing, traveling all over the world, growing your brand, and still have to have a particular price just because others are not pulling and young people are good, very good, and still stuck in a particular price point. I think it's very important that these young people see all these good guys making it, come to understand the process, the business of photography. Grow it as a business. Don't just leisure it and then just be pricing anyhow and destroying those who are trying to build a business out of it. It's a bit sad when it comes to that part.
Charlie, stop pricing anyhow. Stop